So, ladies and gentlemen, we are at the main stone of Suvainiskis foundation place. So, first in the history chronicles, it was mentioned in 1612. So, at 2012, they put the stone commemorating 400th anniversary of Suvainiskis settlement. And this is the bear bar. Look here. A bear bar. Look here, what a beautiful stork nest. And what a big stork nest.
Oh yes, there's the
God,
nest.
And a stork is standing. The house had two parts. In one part was for family, for grown-up, mother, father, maybe granny, and on the other side, children place. And mainly red brick.
So red brick is a sign of a Jewish house.
But sometimes they were living in the wooden houses, not? This was well-to-do family living.
That's where your family lived.
Yeah, it might have been the brother. The brother came from Suvainiskis.
Tai va ten, kur matau stulpas ir paskui miškelis,
Ten kapinės. Ne į dešinę suk, bet į kairę.
Okay, say again?
This place was the house for rabbi who lived here.
Where the lot is
Rabbi
empty?
of Suvainiskis.
But there's no house.
And the house was wooden, and during the fire it disappeared. It was ruined.
But you can kind of see
And
where
the
it was.
synagogue was at the other place.
Bet šiaip tai čia, žinokit, dauguma buvo žydų namų. Daug langų yra žydų namų.
Everybody's barking at us.
About 50 meters, and we shall see the house which is ruined. So behind that house there was Jewish synagogue. It was not a synagogue, it was prayer house where people were coming to pray.
And cemetery as well?
And cemetery is a little bit further in the forest. We shall drive by car to see.
Okay.
Do you want to see the place where there was a synagogue?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Okay.
I wonder how this this lovely lady knows about where the synagogue was.
How does she
So
know?
it is 50
But how does
meters
she
from
know
here.
that? She
to walk.
seems too young.
She is a teacher.
It looks like, in retrospect, they put different windows in there.
But look at they added a barn to it.
Yeah.
There was an architect, Jewish man, whose name was Kaunus. And he was saying to the people to construct buildings making very strong foundation. But those foundations were everywhere very light. And in 50 years, maybe in 60 years, the house started to go down.
Rita, how
kind of
many
an arch
Jews were in
here.
Suvainiskis?
Probably
I don't know if
came in and
I...
out.
I think you told me, but I didn't...
At the 19th century, it
Yeah.
was 684 Jewish people.
Okay.
It's about 20 families, I don't know, maybe,
Okay.
because they had a lot of children.
Yes.
10 children, 15 children.
yeah.
At the beginning of the 20th century, it was less, but about 200 people from this territory was taken by Russian Tsar to the army to fight against Germans during the First World
That's right.
War.
That's right.
And they didn't come back. Those who survived the war, they went to Rokiskis, to Kaunus, to other towns.
Look at all this is see this? This is hand hammered. These are not nails that are made like they are today.
Yes.
They were made by a mechanism like a blacksmith. And the same thing goes for the vestiges of this and this, and then you've got an old keyhole.
Yes, old keyhole.
And this right here. This
Are you
was
mechanic?
no
Engineer?
virologist and immunologist. Way off.
Yes, geologist.
But and here, this is hand hammered too, and you see the pediment here.
Yes.
So this was probably the original meeting house, and it was fortified with this later on.
So the main thing they are engaged, it is agricultural activities. But very many young people are going to the forest, picking up mushrooms, berries, and they are selling. Also, elderly ladies are knitting things, making sweaters, making different things, also selling mainly in Rokiskis. It's the central place where people are going to have their commercial activities.
Ten bažnyčios aikštė. Jau šitos bažnyčios aikštė.
Taip, bet kai prieš karą, tai ten buvo turgus.
Nu, mes čia dar tik neseniai atsikraustę.
The lady explained where there is old cemetery. And it is on the road, main road, some kilometer. Then we shall see forest. We have to turn to the left. So this is the main stone of the cemetery where it is written in Yiddish and Hebrew languages. This is the old Jewish cemetery. Let the memory for the dead will be eternal. And Magen David on top. And the graves are all around, you can see, standing stones. And what those children have done, it is clean the territory. Maybe they cut the grass, they put stones in an upright position. And do you know the story that during this cursed Soviet period, they were using stones for the construction of foundations and different buildings using those stones. Yeah. And it was very convenient for them, not necessary to polish, everything flat already, you put in the wall and that's all. And very many places close to the shtetls, there are no stones. But the main stone is put by the government saying that this was the old Jewish cemetery, which is marked today by this stone, and let the memory for the dead will be eternal. So very many places, only green grass and the main stone in the middle. In 1995, our parliament adopted a law to recreate all the Jewish historical places of Jewish interest. And they started to reconstruct buildings, they started to look after cemeteries, they started to make a lot of memorial plaques which are put on the walls saying something from the historical point of view. And the project in the Ministry of Education was done to clean and to make in order Jewish cemeteries. So this little town, Suvainiskis, also in the school adopted this project, and they organized children, students, to come to the old places to clean them, to put upright position stones, just to cut the grass. And what you see today, it's the result of children's work.
The teacher told you that, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it was told by the teacher whom I met on the street.